Good evening, Internet. Shroom here, playing Standard Knight, and Lorwyn Eclipsed released today on Arena. Normally when a set releases, I play like a sealed league, but it's kind of boring. It's not really very good content. So I've got a brew that I whipped up. I just got the card, so I haven't tested it as much as usual. Let's test now some Blighted Beatdown. Okay, so Blighted Beatdown is a Grixis mid-range deck, and we're leveraging a bunch of creatures that have powerful activated abilities that require the utilization of -1/-1 counters on them. We're coupling those with, things that put counters on them, as well as ways to cheapen their activated abilities, and we're going to use those abilities to control the battlefield, gain a bunch of insurmountable value, and eventually beat down with our creatures. So first, let's go over our activator creatures, the creatures with activated abilities. The most important one has got to be the Loch Mare. It's 2 mana for 4/5 that enters with 3 -1/-1 counters, but its activated abilities are for 1 in a blue, remove a counter, draw a card, or for 2 in a blue, remove 2 counters from the creature. Tap target creature, put a stun counter on it. Both of these are very powerful abilities. Repeated card draw, for relatively cheap is nice, and controlling the battlefield is great as well, of course. And then we've got our Gnarlback Elms. These are 3 mana for 3/4 tree folk that enters with 2 -1/-1 counters. For 2 and a black, we can remove 2 counters from it to give a creature -2/-2 until the end of the turn, only as a sorcery. So this is removal on a stick, which is always a really good thing in my experience. And then we've got these Reaping Willows, which are 4 mana, 1 and 3 hybrid white and black. It's going to be black for us. So a big black requirement. For a 3/6 lifelink, this creature enters with 2 -1/-1 counters on it. For 1 in a hybrid black-white, remove 2 counters from it. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. So all of these abilities are pretty strong, but as repeatable abilities on creatures, that kind of just takes them to the next level, where I think they're really, really strong to the point where they could be game winning. Now, of course, as we activate their abilities, we're removing counters from them, so we need ways to put counters back on them with like blight effects, and we're gonna do that with these Scuzzback Scroungers. 2 mana for a 3/2. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may blight 1 if you do create a treasure token. So this lets us put blight tokens on our creatures and ramps us as well, which is always very nice, especially in a 3-color deck. We've got we've got these Chaos Spewers, which are 3 mana for 5/4. When they enter, we can pay 2. If we don't, they blight 2. So we're going to blight with these guys. We're going to put their blight counters onto our creatures with activated abilities, making these into 3 mana 5/4s, ideally, which is, even though these are common, that's actually pretty big for a 3-drop. And I do like the fact that this can just put 2 counters on something as it becomes a 5/4. This seems like actually kind of good. And then we've got these 2 of Gutsplitter gangs. They're 4 mana for a 6/6 goblin. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may blight 2. If you don't, you lose 3 life. So this is, again, another creature that can repeatedly put -1/-1 counters on our creatures, so that we can continue activating them for value. I forgot to mention the one of a Brambleback Brute as an activating creature. It's a common, but with a good ability. It's a 4/5 that comes in with 2 counters, and for 1 in a red, you can remove counter from it to make it so that target creature can't block, only as a sorcery. So again, another way to control the battlefield. So like, all of these abilities are strong, but they require a lot of mana to activate, and it's kind of hard to do that in my experience, normally, and still keep up mana for like interaction and stuff. That's why we're kind of cheating we're trying to add some additional mana for activated abilities with the Enigma Jewel, which it's cool. I've wanted to put this in a deck. I've put it in a couple of decks, but I think it's actually really good in this deck as a 1 mana artifact that can tap to add 2 colorless that can only be spent to activate abilities. That's a lot of mana. That's going to go a long way to triggering our powerful activated abilities. And then we have a 1 of Pit Automaton as well, which is 2 mana for a 0/4 defender that can tap to add 2 colorless to spend only on activated abilities. So again, a good blocker with a ability to double ramp into those activated ability triggers, which are very strong. We've even got a Tezzeret Cruel Captain, which for its -3 ability can let us tutor up our Enigma Jewel, or once we have an Enigma Jewel on the battlefield, or a Pit Automaton, for its 0 ability, we can just have it untap the Jewel or the Automaton so that it can tap again to add even more mana to fuel even more activated abilities. And the rest of the deck is just sort of interaction to help us pull off our plan. We've got our Spell Pierce as a 1 of, we got a couple of Duresses. We've got good removal. Requiting Hex is a new removal piece from Lorwyn. As additional cost, it's 1 mana for an instant. Additional cost of this cast a spell, you may blight 1, so we can put a blight count. We can put a -1/-1 counter on one of our creatures. Destroy target creature with mana value 2 or less. If the spell's additional cost was paid, we gain 2 life. So this is a really, really huge upgrade from Stab. Stab was the going 1 mana instant speed removal spell in standard for black. This is just a very good upgrade for it, primarily because it kills Fear of Missing Out and Voice of Victory, which Stab did not. So that's great. We're running a couple of Burst Lightning also. I always like to run burn spells when I play red. This is good removal and good reach for closing out games. And then we've got a couple of Bitter Chimes. I think Planeswalkers are going to be good. The new Ajani and the new Oko are both really, really good. So I think we're going to see a heightened number of walkers in the near future. We've also got a Heartless Act, which isn't going to be as good as it was as a removal card, because I think there's going to be a lot of counters on creatures in this format, but it can actually remove 3 counters from a creature mid-combat to like help us sneak in a lethal attack, or there will be some instances where this can act as a removal spell. So I do like the dual functionality of this card in the new format. Shoot the Sheriff is here as well. And then, yeah, that about covers it. 24 lands in the deck, because we really are loaded up with like 3 drops. We're a very mana hungry deck. We've got our activated abilities, we've got chunky creatures, so we need 24 lands. We've got a couple of Demolition Fields, a Restless Vents, and a couple of Restless Reefs as tech. We do have to be a very black heavy mana base because we want to be able to cast our Reaping Willows. The sideboard contains more counterspells and a null for artifacts and enchantments, Disdainful Stroke for bigger stuff, negate for non-creature stuff. We've got Duress number 3 in the sideboard, as well as 2 Intimidation Tactics for discard. A Fire Magic and an Abrade are good removal. Fire Magic is a sweeper for like token decks and whatnot, which there may be quite a few of in the new format as well. I think that strategy got some help. Abrade is good against artifacts as well as cheap creatures. We've got Requiting Hex number 2. We've got a couple of Soul Guide Lanterns as our anti-graveyard tech. We've got a couple of Torpor Orbs to combat those ETB abilities. And we've got a Withering Torment as another removal card that can also destroy enchantments, and 1 Day of Black Sun to supplement our Fire Magic, so we can board into 2 sweepers if we need to against weenie decks and go wide decks. That is Grixis Blighted Beatdown Midrange. Let's see if these activated abilities are actually enough to win some games. I have faith. In the few matches I did play, the Loch Mare was actually really good. Both of these abilities are very strong and will help us win games. And the tech of like getting their stuff out cheap, activating their stuff cheaply as well, is really cool, and I think it works pretty well. So let's see how we do in Platinum tier of the new Lorwyn Eclipsed standard format. If you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. All right, Metsu the Collector will be our first opponent with some Blighted Beatdown in the new Lorwyn Eclipsed standard. I forgot to share my jubilation about all the rest of the shock lands being printed into standard now, and this, like, it's such good news for many of my brews that I've had since, you know, the last set of land rotations. Let's see, we got Duress, we got a Willow. I think we can keep this. We got an Automaton along with our Loch Mare. Alright, let's shock and Duress. Helping Hand. Okay. Abigail. With a Rot-Cursed Rakshasa? Oh, they're Oculus. Okay. So they're gonna Abigail the Rakshasa? That's their plan? Okay, I'm gonna play my Pit Automaton here. So next turn I can play my Loch Mare. Well, that way, in a couple turns from now, you know, when I play my Loch Mare, I'll be able to activate it right away. Alright, they get in a huge hit with their Rakshasa. It doesn't go away. It loses all abilities. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Okay. Interesting. Well, that's a problem. Oh, we actually can. We can stun down that Rakshasa right away. Loch Mare's only a 2-drop. This creature is actually really good. 2 mana for a 4/5. Yeah, it comes with 3 counters, but good game, opponent says. Winter Night Stories. Bitter Triumph. Alright, I think we'll play our... I'm so dumb. I could have activated this right away if I played an untapped land. And killed the Abigail. Alright, I guess we're waiting until next turn. That was a mistake. I could have killed this right now. With my Pit Automaton. Good game. Alright, opponent's getting muted. Emptiness. When it enters, it returns the Oculus. Okay. And then what else does it do for black? Puts 3 -1/-1 counters on something. Okay. They just use it to res their Oculus. Okay, yeah. We get to Manifest Dread. Alright. Well, we can kill Abigail, I guess. We can kill one of the Rakshasa or the Oculus. We can't kill both. Which is a problem. We probably have to kill the Oculus. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, Manifest Dread. I thought it was each player's upkeep. No, I guess not. Oh, they flipped their thing into another Oculus. Okay, well that's GG. So, Intimidation Tactics, Soul Guide Lantern, we want Withering Torment, probably. Perhaps Negate for Helping Hand and for whatever that card draw spell is. We cut some number. We cut the Burst Lightnings. The Elm doesn't kill that much. Again, it only kills like Abigail plus the Manifest Dread tokens. So since we're cutting our activator, maybe we should cut a cut the Brute. Cut one of our Blighters, like this Spewer. Let's try this. Alright, well, we've got Duress and Negate. That doesn't help us against, like, a creature nut draw, but I don't want to mull. Duress. Alright, Reese, Oculus, Abigail. Okay. Reese. When this creature's enters, another target player you control gains persist. Okay, let's play our Loch Mare. Moon Shadow. Okay. will attack. So, I think we play our Scuzzback here. One gets in for one. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, we'll blight up our Loch Mare and make a treasure. I thought I muted you. So... attack with our Scuzzback. Let's shock and play another Loch Mare. Reese. So they can activate Reese to remove all of these counters from the Moon Shadow. Okay, I see what opponent's doing here. Yeah, okay. There's the Abigail. Gonna put the counters on it. Alright, we will stun it. Sure, let's continue lighting our stuff so we can keep stunning their stuff. Let's shock here and play this dude. And we'll attack like this. Another Moon Shadow. Okay. Going to be similarly treated. Overlord, sure. Okay, we can safely draw a card here. Let's do so. We'll use our treasure. Draw a card. Chaos. So yeah. Let's light up our Loch Mare. They're both 1/2s. Do I want to take 2? Yeah, I'm going to take 2 damage. Okay. Stun this guy. Attack. They have to block with Abigail. Go down to 4. A Rock Cursed Rakshasa? Sure. Helping Hand on Abigail. It doesn't get haste though, right? We have to let this go. We can't negate. Sure. Alright. Stun this Moon Shadow. So I gotta win this turn. I'm not sure how I do that. I guess I have to lock down their Rakshasa is how I do it. Okay. Yeah, we'll blight up these guys. And we'll blight up this guy. And we'll stun your Rakshasa. And we'll activate Restless Fence. That's victory. Okay, so they're a bit wider than I thought they were. So let's get in Day of Black Sun. Requiting Hex actually seems good against them. For those Abigails. Let's cut Tezzeret. Actually, I think I want Tezzeret. Let's cut our one jewel, because Tezzeret can grab Soul Guide Lanterns as well. Cut one jewel. Cut one freebooter. Okay, Enigma jewel and removal. We actually have removal spells this game, so that should make things easier. Alright, well, start this as we started games 1 and 2. Okay. Oculus, Reese, Abigail. Got it. Nothing. Alright, let's play the Enigma Jewel. And a Soul Guide Lantern. Hey, what's up, Speeper? How are the new cards? We'll exile that. There's Reese. I think the new cards are cool. So there's Abigail. Yep. So they can give this dude the tech. Flying, First Strike, Lifelink. I think overall the cards are actually good. They seem more overall kind of reasonable than like recent sets. Not super highly powered. I think that some archetypes that are already good though maybe got a little bit of a boost, but time will tell. Just being a normal set, there's nothing as obviously, like, incredibly, well, I don't know, to be, like, Badger Mole Cub, is it, like, an outlier? You look at that card, you think, oh, this doubles your mana. That's, like, obviously gonna be really, really amazingly strong and potentially broken. Or something like Vivi, you know, oh, this just adds 1,000,000 mana for free. Again, there's nothing on that order of magnitude, I would say. They have an Oculus plus 1 unknown. Alright, let's kill Reese. So I agree with you. I'm pleased that that it doesn't seem to be crazy. But there are some cards that I think could be problematic. Do we care about the Reese? I don't really care about the Reese that much. Alright, a Pit Automaton. We'll play our Automaton. We can block Reese very well. It's only a million mana a turn. Yeah, Vivi. There's nothing like on the order of a Vivi. I think the Jean-Emmanuel Depras card. There's some cards that are alarmingly good for the decks that are really strong right now, which is troublesome, which is a little worrying to me. Like, I forget the name of the Jean-Emmanuel Depras card that basically hugely improves the Reanimator deck. Hugely. Alright, we'll pass. Nothing doing here so far, really. Okay. There's also, like, all the changelings in this set mean that Unholy Annex is going to be much stronger. Which is concerning as well, because that card's already very, very good. But, like, in a set where, like, every other creature is a demon, it's just trivial to... It just totally negates its downside. So I think you'll see a lot of Unholy Annexes. I think you'll see a lot of Reanimator. There's Reese. Alright. Abigail, rather. Sure, let's kill Abigail. It's painful, but... might as well. You just draw more land. How many cards are in their yard? 2? Twilight Diviner. Whenever one more creatures you cast enter, if they entered or were cast from a graveyard, create a token that's a copy of one of them. Okay? Oh, I need to do this. Yeah, I guess I should... Surveil too. Oh, they left everything on top. Okay. Intimidation tactics. That's a good draw. Double Oculus. Alright. Let's start attacking with our Reef, I guess. Milling them. Do you really want to... Do you want to mill the Abhorrent Oculus deck? Sure, why not? I have a Soul Guide Lantern. Just gonna take it. Alright. Exile your graveyard. I don't know about Restless Reef against the Oculus deck. It's not very good. I don't think I can really continue attacking. Someday we'll draw something other than a land. The thing that I'm a little concerned, I love these cards. I think the artwork is amazing. It feels like a real Magic the Gathering set. Just like when I was looking at the spoilers and whatnot for these cards, I was just thinking, what a shock it's gonna be when I'm playing Arena, you know, several months from now, and I'm finally gonna see like Michelangelo on the table, or like, you know, Captain America. After such a cool, like, magic-y set with such great art. The art in this set is phenomenal. And we got freaking Shocklands. Requiting Hex. Alright, we'll negate that, I guess. They only have one card in their graveyard. Alright. Can't really attack them, though. Okay, Reaping Willow's good. Except we actually have no creatures in our graveyard. Yes, Azorius, Shocklands, Rakdos, Selesnya. Is it? Helping Hand? Okay. Duress. Okay, yes, someday I will draw a useful card. No attack. Moon Shadow. Alright, well, I guess we have to kill it. That does put the 5th creature in their yard, which is a problem. Lock, gain some life. We don't cast it. Dude. Gonna make that into a 3/3. Okay. And just pass? They have 4 cards in their graveyard. Finally! Freaking creature. I guess we'll duress. Oh, this puts... Okay. Phew. I was about to say, this is going to put card number 5 in their graveyard, potentially, but it didn't. Emptiness. Paid with white. So what does this do? It returns a creature to the battlefield. Ugh. Oh no, it's gonna put 3 -1/-1 counters on it. Okay. Reese. Okay. So that's gonna come back. Yeah, that's good. This guy's really good, actually. Good. Wait, why did they get this token copy? Why did they get this token copy of it? Another target creature gains persist. Whenever one or more other creatures you cast enter, if it was cast from a graveyard, create a token copy. Okay, I see. Alright, it's my turn. I can't activate this only as a sorcery. Okay. Demolition Field. Well, I mean, we've bricked off pretty spectacularly here. Whoops. I guess I didn't need to do that, really. Okay, they don't have the 5, so finding another Soul Guide Lantern would be nice. They don't really have good attacks, though. Like, they're 3/5s into my 3/6 lifelinker. I also can activate Restless Reef. Okay. It will let them cast their Oculus, though. That's a problem. But I don't think we can... Can we just not kill stuff? Maybe we can just not kill stuff. Yeah, we can do this and just take 3. And not kill anything. We gain it back anyway. Alright, play our land for turn, pass. Okay, we can again just not kill anything, right? Can we? Block. Block. Take 2 net damage. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? I guess I should be attacking. The thing is, if I attack with freaking Restless Reef, it gives them the last card. Like, I need to draw a removal spell is what I need. I suppose if I'm not gonna block with my Scuzzback, I should attack with it. Block, block. Or an intimidation tactics spell pierce. Yeah, attack with the Scuzzy. Play another land. Okay, they don't attack this turn. We draw land. We draw land. This has been a very long game, but I think we've drawn particular. Where are Loch Mares? Likeness looter. Going to become a whatever, a moon shadow. And the opponents found some good synergies with these cards actually. This seems very abusable, the moon shadow. Alright, well, it's just going to be one of those games, I guess. We just drew too many lands. Game 2 is really interesting. Hone TV will be our next opponent with some blighted beatdown. Don't say that. I want to draw some lands this game. Not as many as last game, certainly, but some would be helpful. Like, is this enough, for instance? I think that it is. Figure of Fable. So for 1, it can become a 2/3. For 3 after that, it can become a 4/5. Eventually, it has protection from each opponent because it's 7/8. Okay. Play our Jewel. Chocobo. Tezzeret. Chocobo's gonna be large. This mana. Multiversal Passage. What is this doing in here? This should be a shock land. It's just a, you know, old thinking. So what do I play this as, is a question. I probably need to play it as a black source so that I can Bitter Triumph something. Then I don't have red mana. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to play it on black. I'm going to play it on red. Get our Scuzzback going. That can produce treasures for us. Multiversal Passage. That's so, like, yesterday. Badger Cub. Well, one thing hasn't changed about Standard. Maybe you're right. So we have to kill everything that they have, or we're gonna die. Like, I think I just 100% have to kill the Badger Mole Cub. I don't know. Kill the cub, chump that's Chocobo. Kill the cub. I have to use my treasure. Discard Duress. Esper Oranges. I could kill this thing before it starts activating. That's not really that much of a threat. I don't know. Like, I don't have any mana if I don't have this guy. I think I have to take this one more time. Yeah, let's just move on to game 2. So that Abrade, Fire Magic, Day of Black Sun, Intimidation Tactics, Recruiting Hex, Withering Torment, probably Disdainful Stroke for the Herbroids, Soul Guide Lantern because they are a Esper Oranges deck. We don't need Duress. We don't need Spell Pierce. Yeah, maybe we're just... This only targets Herbroid. I don't think we can... Probably just better to not have that. Cut a Willow. And a Spewer. Cut the Brambleback. Cut a Freebooter. Maybe we'll cut one Enigma Jewel. We'll just run one Spewer. Let's try this. Yeah, we can't keep this. We can't keep this against what they're doing. We don't do anything until turn 2. We have no removal. I think we have to mull this. Alright, here we have a Day of Black Sun. Which you're probably gonna have to play on 2. We're gonna keep 6 and bottom what? A land? We got our Scuzzback to produce treasures. Yeah, we can bottom a land. Yep. So if they go Badger Mole here, then we have to hope, I guess. I think we need to sweep. Yep. So let's see if we can draw an untapped land, I guess. Oh, another Badger Mole. note. Now we play our Loch Mare, and our Loch Mare will die when we sweep. Do we need to play Loch Mare? I guess we don't. We can play Enigma Jewel. And just hope we survive this turn, which is a big hope. Because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. I can't imagine that we survive this turn. Mossborn Hydra. Oh, Seam Rip on my Scuzzback. Well, can we draw an untapped land? No. Soul Guide Lantern. We did bottom a land, so it's kind of our fault to a degree. Still, there's 24 lands in the deck. There's the Ice Till. Alright, we're dead. GG. Well, that's disappointing. Now everything has been set right, yes. We've got the mana deficiency should be in balance now. The Floods versus the Screws. Okay, we're against Kruger Jerry. I think we can keep this. We got triple Watery Grave. Alright, let's play the Enigma Jewel. More landfall. Alright, let's play this on red. We'll pass. Bushwhack. Okay. Kill the Chocobo. Loot Crypt. Ride the Shubuff. Whenever land interest, put a plus multiple counter on target creature. Okay. Gutsplitter. We could play Gutsplitter, but I actually want to hold up Burst Lightning. I want to hold up removal spells for whatever creature they play on their turn. I don't. Mossborn Hydra. Lightning. More Shocklands. Again. Actually, let's just get down our Gutsplitter. If we get a creature, we can kill it next turn. The question is, am I gonna blight myself or take life? I think I'm gonna lose life and just have this be 6/6. Try to kill them quickly. Okay. We'll just take damage. So let's kill this Chocobo. We'll discard our Watery Grave. And we'll attack. More riding of the Shaboof. No land though, huh? Bummer. We're gonna take 3. Yeah, I like how it's kind of tripping me out how it's like changing back and forth. It is pretty cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and kill this Chocobo. Actually, we don't need to do that now. We can wait. It's based on life total, is it? Cycle of renewal. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sack a land. Search for 2 basic lands. Alright, we're gonna have to kill this Chocobo. The problem is they can make a 7/7 with this now. But we actually drew a useful card. So we're gonna decline. We're gonna attack for 6. Gonna play this Loch Mare. Is this like the advantage bar? Railway Brawler. Okay. Well, we can stun it, and that's game. Sure, we'll put it on itself. And just attack for lethal. Okay. I guess it is, because like when they died, it went all the way over to the right. Okay, so that deck. Intimidation Tactics, Withering Torment, Requiting Hex, the Black Sun, a Braid. They had the Railway Brawlers. Do I want to bring in a Null or Disdainful Stroke? They have the number of enchantments as well. I'll bring in a Null. I'm not going to bring in a Disdainful Stroke, though. Cut Spell Pierce. I'm going to cut probably the Duresses. Cut the Brute and a Spewer and a Booter. Are the Gnarlback Elms any good? Cut one of the Elms. Let's try this. Yeah, this hand has 2 removal spells. That's good. Gutsplitter gangs are also good at blocking their stuff. We'll keep. Heartless Axe. Oh, they chose to draw. Okay. Alright, play this Reef. Bristly Bill. Okay. I'm going to actually Heartless Axe the Bill. As this is probably the last opportunity I will get to use this as a removal spell, since everything in their deck just puts counters on their stuff. Intimidation Tactics. Okay. Let's do some Intimidation Tactics. So, I probably want to take this because it comes back from the yard. Yeah, let's take Sandman. We'll pass. So, definitely no window to reduce the amount of removal you play in your decks in the new format, that's for sure. Cycle of Renewal. You still gotta just overload your deck. The Badgers are not going away. Nor is Landfall. Another intimidation tactics. Okay. Well, I guess we'll do that. Take your Hydra. Do I want to play this Automaton, or do I still want to hold up removal? I'm gonna play this Automaton. If they play a Chocobo or something, we can Requiting Hex it next turn. Well, this is why Requiting Hex is such a good spell. It's so much better than Stab. Because I don't care how many counters that Chocobo's got on it. It certainly has a lot of lands at their disposal. I think we'll wait for them to cast their removal spell and then kill the Chocobo. Alright. Kill the Chocobo. Oh, I keep forgetting that there's this, additional cost that I could pay, right? Did I pass through it already? I think I did. Traveling Chocobo. Alright, burn the Chocobo. So we managed to kill or discard all of their creatures. Alright, let's start playing Gutsplitter gangs. Grizzly Bill. Doubles the number of counters on their creatures. Yeah, we'll blight up our Automaton. That's fine. Attack with our gang. Play our Loch Mare. Should be able to keep this Grizzly Bill from doing anything for a while. There's a Chocobo. When it scoops. Okay. We beat Landfall. Okay. Good Cat 88, the Festive Fighter, is our next opponent. They're Vivian. Are we facing more Badger Moles and or Landfall? Kind of getting that vibe. We'll keep this. Steam Vents! Haha! Okay. We'll lead on Steam Vents. Selesnya. Alright. A Johnny. Yeah, this guy's really good, so you're gonna see a lot of it and Oko. So I would like to find a Bitter Triumph, I guess. 4 damage to target tapped creature. They are tree folk. Just making more tokens. Yeah, I think tokens got a boost because this card. A 3 mana planeswalkers that can plus to make tokens is huge. Like it's gonna make token decks They're already really, really good, but this piece of tech is going to be like a grand slam for those decks. Earth bending. Okay, there's Bitter Triumph. So, what do we do here? I think we'll play a tap land. Bitter Triumph taking damage. We'll take 3 damage, that's fine. Elspeth. Okay, can we find our second Bitter Triumph? I don't know how we beat through, we don't have, like, trample or anything, so it's a bit hard for us to beat through a giant board of tokens. And by a bit hard, I mean impossible. Elspeth blows up our thing. Well, we can actually burst lightning down Elspeth. Alright, let's Disquieting Hex the prairie. A little green mana. Pass. Take a hit. Boots, but we have to just kill Elspeth here. Unfortunately.
Dark days lie ahead.
Or Elspeth. Okay. Gnarlback. Freebooter. Abandoned Air Temple. Alright. Well, opponent's got a lot of walkers. So we want Duress. We want Fire Magic. Day of Black Sun. Disdainful Stroke, negate. Probably want Torpor Orb also, because they're going to have Enduring Innocence and or Caretaker's Talent. So we'll cut a Jewel. Spewy. The Rambleback. Boot. The Gnarlbacks, you know, like targeting individual tokens isn't really that impactful. The Reaping Willow, yeah, I mean, I like lifelink, but our stuff probably isn't going to die that much. Let's try this. I don't think this is keepable. Yeah, this is way too slow. It doesn't interact well with what they're doing. This is definitely a mulligan. This is more like it. Duress is a very good card against them. So we'll bottom... keep and we'll bottom our Reaping Willow. Alright, I'm gonna boot turn 1. Give them a draw step or 2 before I Duress. To maximize the chance of hitting a Johnny. Alright, let's play Scuzzer. Yeah. Blight up our freebooter, a Loch Mare. Great. Attack. Play our Reef. Duress. Caretaker's Talent, Day of Judgments. Alright, we'll take Caretaker's Talents. Overlord. So we'll decline. Do I want to attack with my Restless Reef? I think I do. We just need to get them dead as quickly as possible. So here comes Day of Judgment. No, White Overlord. Okay. Decline. So if I fire up my Reef and attack, they can block 1 and 1 and take nothing, or they can double block the Reef and kill it, but they lose both their tokens. Yeah, I think I'm attacking with my Reef here. The question is, am I attacking with Scuzzy also? Yes. Okay, they're gonna double block the Reef, that's fine. There's the Day of Judgment, sure. Alright, let's Duress. Another Day of Judgments. Play our Mare. Okay, there's the Overlord. So we can stun the Overlord. If they have the Restless Prairie they can activate is the problem. It's a 3/3 though, so we win the combat. Alright, we gotta kill the Overlord. Attack. And I think we need to... Do we hold up Negate? Yeah, we hold up Negate / card draw. Alright, it's gonna make their thing. Overlord. Spell Pierce. Alright. That means that we're dead. Okay, close. That was a heck of a top deck for them there. GG's. So yeah, beware the token decks. They're out there. Emu War Veteran will be our final opponent. We'll be on the play with a Blighted Beatdown. And our hand looks really good. Yeah, the Loch Mare is pretty nice. I like it. It's a mythic rare, but like, I have so many more mythic rare wildcards. I have like 0. At any given time, I have 0 rare wildcards. I have like 100 mythic rare wildcards. Alright, let's duress. What's going on here? Self-destruct. Plus Rakshasa. The ancient one. Ancient one with self-destruct. Okay, I see what's happening there. Yeah, freebooter. There's the Rakshasa. So we could block it to prevent appointed damage. They could do 9 damage to us if they self-destruct their Rakshasa. To any target. Any other target. Alright, we'll play this Elm. Monoist Sentry. So they're just like fling.deck, huh? Okay. Sure. Requiting Hex is real good against them. So we'll play this land. Kill the Monoist. Attack. Ancient one. Can't attack or block unless there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard. Okay. There are not currently. I'm going to save this Requiting Hex to blow them out. Attack. Play our Loch Mare. Go. Okay, we'll draw a card. That's an instant. Man, I did go shields down for a brief moment there. That was risky. Okay, opponent cannot block, so we can just freely attack. I don't even need to play anything else. I can just hold up 2 removal spells. Land, am I right? Eh, probably got a little mana screwed. Self-destruct. Okay, in response, just kill that. Good game. Okay, fling.deck. Intimidation tactics and duress are good. Spell Pierce is good. Requiting Hex is very good. Negate is going to be good. Burst Lightning I don't think is very good. And just 3 cuts. We'll cut a Brambleback, a Spewer, and a Boot. Try this. This hand doesn't really interact with what they're doing at all. Do I really mulligan this hand? I think I do, yeah. It doesn't interact with him at all. Yeah, this is much better. Requiting Hex and Intimidation tactics. Yeah, this is leagues better. And in fact, bottoming a land isn't even that bad, because we can still cast everything. So we'll bottom Demolition Field. Duress. That's good duress. Yeah, our hand is stacked against them. We take intimidation tactics. Okay, we'll just play our tap land. Alright, let's play our mare. Opponent not shocking in there. Steam Vent. Let's attack. Play land, go. We can draw a card. And or kill stuff. And or ice something down. Opponent just passes. Alright, let's draw a card. Gutsplitter Gang. Alright, play another Loch Mare. The Ancient One. I do not tap out against that. It can't block. Attack with my mares. And I think I'll just, like, draw a couple of cards. I want to have multiple removal spells up. Abigail. We'll just kill it. Alright, let's draw a card. Alright, let's attack with our dudes. Takes it. Let's play our Gutsplitter Gang. Another Ancient One. When it really wants to fling. You know, we're just gonna take the damage. I guess we can just tap down Abigail. Okay, so we destroy the Grixis Fling deck. GG's. Alright, our final result with our Blighted Beatdown Grixis midrange deck was a 2-3. And yeah, great learning experience. You know, because the cards just came out today, I didn't really get to test this deck and iterate it like I normally do. So it's kind of a bit on the fly, but it did reasonably well. I think the premise of it is cool. The Loch Mare is really good. And I do like the idea of combining these... I think the Enigma Jewel is really good in this deck, actually. It didn't really get to do its thing that much, but when it did, it was quite powerful. And yeah, I think the deck is fun. You know, certainly it could be improved. Multiversal Passage, I think that should probably just be another shock land. And some of these cards could probably be replaced with just like better cards, like this Brute we never used. We always just boarded it out. We might not need 3 Chaos Spewer. There probably are better Blight enablers. Like the Scuzzback is really good as a Blight enabler. There's got to be better stuff to blight your stuff up than the Chaos Spewers. The Gutsplitters are really good, so I could see running more than 2 of these. I don't know, overall, as a first stab into a brand new format, a format with a new pool of cards, I think it was fun. And I might try fooling around with this and tweaking it and improving it a little. As far as the meta goes, you know, it looked similar to what was there before. Our opponent in the first match with Reese and like the Oculi and the Moon Dancers, that was an interesting deck and a very creative use of the new tech, I thought. Yeah, we'll see. I think I like the set. I think like the power level is less than other sets in standard right now concurrently overall, with a couple of outliers. I think we're gonna see you're gonna continue to see the Badger Mole decks, the Landfall decks. You're gonna see more token decks, more planeswalkers in general. So be sure to bring your Bitter Triumphs, you know, Heroes Downfalls, Get Losts. Just be ready to kill planeswalkers. You really need to, with Ajani and Oko being out there now, those 3 mana walkers with actually good abilities. So yeah, I had fun. We'll see how the format develops. We got a good taste of it this time, and I don't think this is like a great deck or anything, but I think it has a good fun premise. It could be improved to be a bit more competitive, I think, but I'm happy with the 2-3 for this very first foray. More exciting than just doing sealed anyway, more fun. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching me play some Blighted Beatdown in Standard. If you did, and you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I stream MTG on my Twitch channel every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. There is a link to the Twitch channel in the description if you want to come check out the action in real time. So I hope you all have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you Friday. Peace out.